Building State Capacity and Productivity Center, or BSCP logo. The BSCP Center presents Meeting the ESSA Financial Transparency Reporting Requirement, Using Student-Based Allocation to Improve Equity, a presentation recorded on February 9, 2017, in Washington, D.C. Image of the speaker, Weston Young.
Weston Young from Indianapolis Public Schools explains how his district is using student-based allocation, SBA, to facilitate more equitable distribution of resources among schools.
We've changed the budget process, so we know, okay, this is what we have, but we've changed the budget process as well, where we now understand that in the historical context, this may have been a complacent, it just happened to be that way over the course of years, to a more strategic budgeting process, which for fiscal year 17-18, so the one coming up, we're going to be implementing student-based allocation. 25% of the kids in the U.S. are taught by districts that utilize student-based allocation. You can choose how you distribute the dollars, but the big piece of what IPS is doing is saying the district is not the unit of change, it's the schools. And so putting the flexibilities, so not just addressing equity and transparency through a formula, but creating a support network at the central level to drive flexibilities at the school level for their decision making is our desire. In our formula, which you can go to the MyIPS board sites and see a lot of the presentation decks and how we've engaged the board publicly. Our weights are informed by data. They are an attempt to stay simple and not dilute and have so many weights that it doesn't provide enough dollars to every school. So we have a base weight that every student would get. We have a grade weight. So we have, if you're a kindergarten student, first grade student, second grade student, seventh grade student, or ninth grade student, there's a separate weight for those. Those are all informed by data and a strategic plan that emphasizes early learning literacy. So we're focusing on the K1 through 2. We've got a strategic plan that literally highlights the middle school performance gaps among all the other ranges of our K-12 spectrum. And then also the strategic plan also highlights and wants to enhance the ninth grade or the transition to high school experience. And so that's why the grade weights are there. As far as the poverty goes, there's a poverty weight, which is based on the FRL percent, the free and reduced lunch percentage. Again, informed by data, informed by community input from the strategic plan, which is played out from 2015 until now. We have a hold harmless policy, so we know there's inequities that have existed in the time. So we have our 16-17 current year as our projected budget, our base year. So those schools that inequitably, based on prior budgetary decisions, may have been overfunded and also over-resourced. They're experiencing a cap on the loss, so they have time to adjust their school design plan. On the upside, those who have seen inequity and not being funded to the extent based on the needs of the school, the cap is also on the gain side as well. So it isn't just, hey, now you have $600,000 more dollars, go hire some teachers. What we have in place is a desire to think strategically in the long term. If you commit to a teacher, then you've got the collective bargaining. It's hard to get out. So developing those resource decisions, are they people? What type of person? What type of job description are you looking for? What is the need of that district population at that school level, and allowing it to be a longer term decision for instituting that plan. So that's why there's caps on both the up and the down. We also have a fall adjustment. So right now for 17-18, we have an enrollment projection, but it's not going to be totally right. It's going to be off a little bit. School by school, there's going to be some adjustments. So we'll be adjusting that in the fall. And then also for allocation of our resources, a big part of the budget that is actually in the discretionary use of the principal and the school leadership team is salaries and benefits. And so the question is it actual or is it average salary? And so we've much like every other SBA school has gone down the average salary route for a number of reasons. One being that we want to incentivize schools to be focused in on the quality of the hire versus the dollars and the cents that associate with that hire.
This podcast is in the public domain. While permission to reprint is not necessary, links to the podcast should be cited as BSCP Center Producer, 2017, February 9, Meeting the ESSA Financial Transparency Reporting Requirement, Using Student-Based Allocation to Improve Equity, podcast. Retrieved from http://bscpcenter.org. This podcast can be viewed on www.bscpcenter.org. The podcast is prepared by the BSCP Center under Award Number S283B120042 for the Office of Elementary and Secondary Education of the U.S. Department of Education, and is administered by Advance Research Incorporated. The content of the podcast does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of the Office of Elementary and Secondary Education or the U.S. Department of Education, nor does mention of trade names, commercial products, or organizations imply endorsement by the U.S. government. The BSCP logo.